What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Fast Five. I'm Scott. That is ODB.
Thank you very much.
Opinionated, diverse Birdman Jay Walker, looking green today. Let's go.
Question number one.
Ragin Cajun head coach Mark Hudspeth was understandably upset after the Cajuns lost last Saturday at Akron. He highlighted the new Athletic Performance Center as being a distraction. Does Coach Hud have a point or an excuse?
Look, he has a point. Everybody looked at it and said, oh, it's just an excuse. It's not an excuse. Like, it's one of many reasons they lost, right? Offensive ineptitude for the most part. They were flat. Was it a distraction? Absolutely. I'm sure it was. It's something Coach is probably battling all week. But he was hot. He was heated. He used it as a point, not the point. And I think that's where a lot of people are sort of losing track of this whole thing. It's blown up into something way bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that he brought it up and that everybody said, oh, he's pointing to that as the only reason why it happened. It's not the only reason why it happened. But to suggest that it's not part of the scenario is to have your head in the sand. Absolutely, it was a distraction.
Question number two.
Speaking of distractions, what's the most distracting thing that happens when you're hosting a radio show?
Probably somebody appearing in the window and mouthing like I'm supposed to read lips and talk to the people at the same time. We got a great big window right outside our room, and sometimes people show up there and they try to get our attention.
Hello?
That's not a distraction. That's just obnoxious.
I would say the most distracting thing is when someone comes in the studio while you're trying to host the show, and then they're like, and you're right in the middle of a segment, and you're like trying to do a show, and they want you to talk to them, and it's like, this is live, we're live. And sometimes it happens when we like go to, I like when we have like a live event, a remote, and a listener will just come up like, hey, where's the free food? Hey, can I get something? Like, no, don't worry about us. We're only doing a live radio show here. But yeah, sure, go ahead, knock yourself out.
Question number three.
Leonard Fournette is playing like an NFL-ready running back, because he is. Some in the media are suggesting Fournette, a sophomore, should sit out in 2016 to avoid getting injured and hurting his draft stock. Objectively speaking, would this be smart?
No. If you look at it only from a business standpoint, you lose sight of what it actually is. It's a football player. Part of what makes him a football player is that he wants to compete. He wants to be on the field. If you sit out for a year, it shows a lack of competition, a lack of a competitive nature, focus more on money. Dollars and cents wise, you can certainly make the argument, but anybody that's a player worth their salt doesn't want to sit down and watch their teammates play while they're sitting at home. No.
It goes even farther than that. I mean, if you're a football player and you're afraid of getting hurt, why do you play football to start with? Sure, it's a chance you take every time you go on the field. But Leonard Fournette didn't get to where he is by sitting out and watching other people play because somebody said, oh, don't do it, you might get hurt. Look, he signed to play football at LSU. He made a commitment to that football team and to his teammates. Leonard Fournette's a stand-up guy. He's going to fulfill it, and to whoever it was that first came up with that idea.
Speaking of distractions, you're going to hear about this for most of this season and all of next season when he's on the field. If you're getting annoyed by it already, get used to it because it's not going anywhere. Kind of like Jay.
Question number four.
The Saints are 0-3, desperate for a win. The Cowboys are 2-1, but Brandon Weeden is their quarterback. Why will the Saints win Sunday against the Cowboys?
They won't. Sorry. Maybe it's because there's Sunday night in the Dome and it's magic, and they got no business beating the Cowboys, and right now they got no business beating anybody else. Oh, we're all freaking out because Brandon Weeden's going to be the quarterback? Well,
yeah, he struggles with the forward pass.
Well, do we know that the Saints quarterback that we normally see is going to play, and do we know he's going to be effective, or is he going to walk around doing this? I mean, the Saints have no business beating the Cowboys. They have no business.
And that's why they will. Who that?
Question number five.
Monday at Pelicans Media Day, Scott offered players cracklings. Some partake, others didn't. What's the most memorable food you've eaten while on the radio?
Well, for me, it's anytime I get to fill in for Jay doing a Ragin Cajun baseball game, and the Ragin Cajun Cooking Club brings up something. I've had plenty of good food in press boxes, but when they take it like hot off the grill, it doesn't matter what it is. it like melts in your mouth. And the challenge is you don't get a minute between each half inning. So you're sitting there and you're trying to stuff your face and you get back on the air. And I like to talk right when I get back on the air. But you know, sometimes when you hear Jay calling the baseball games, you'll hear it like, and now we head
It's true.
to the top of the
It's true.
top of the 6th inning. Trans on deck.
Sorry, guys, caught a little mouthful. No, absolutely true. Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm going to go back to my disc jockey days.
Uh-oh.
Brownies. And I have nothing else to say about it.
All right, that's going to do it for Fast Five. We'll see you next week for ESPN 1420 and .com. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it, man.